Hi, good morning. I'm Peter A. Davis. Today I'm going to take you through the paces of making a press plate. Press plates are one of the most easy forms of making a full set of dishes. Just like this. First you have your dinner size plate or a salad plate for a man like me. Medium, small plate. These plates are all made from a set of plastic containers. These plastic containers can be easily purchased at a 99-cent shop or any sort of discount store or whatever, even a supermarket. But the primary thing you have to be aware of is that the containers have a rounded lip here. This lip is very important. If it has a straight edge, it'll cut into the clay, and that's one thing you don't want to do. First thing you want to do is cut off a nice piece of clay, no more than an inch thick. Next thing, take your rolling pin, preferably a rolling pin without handles. You can buy these at a Baker's Supply store. Okay, first thing that we have to do, we're going to roll the slab out. I have these sticks. They're actually two pieces of molding taped together. These are 3/8 of an inch thick, 1/4 inch and 1/8. Now what you want to do, start rolling out your clay. Put your hands on the rolling pin. It's important that you do this because you'll have more consistent pressure on your rolling pin. Start at the center, roll it out, come back, roll it towards you, and then you want to roll the whole thing out. Rolling towards me, turn the canvas. So start at the center, roll forward, and then roll back. Once again, just repeat that same process. Note, the clay isn't getting any thinner on one side than the other because of the thickness of the sticks on either side. I think this is important. We're going to go back once again, flip the canvas, and we're going to roll it again. See the little mountain coming up? The clay's stretching out very nicely. Now that we've successfully made our slab 3/8 of an inch, we're going to take it down just a little bit more to a 1/4 inch. So I have these 1/4 inch sticks. Remove the 3/8 inch sticks, and now we're going to use the 1/4 inch sticks. So we place it down, and we're going to just roll this out one more time. Turn it. At this point, remove the sticks, and now we'll use our rib. We just want to take it on the flat side edge. Smooth it all out. As far as I'm concerned, either you make a good slab or don't bother making the plate at all. You want to take the mold that you're going to use to press. First, check it out if you haven't done this already. Usually there's a little seam here from the press right here on the lip of any of these containers. Take a small piece of sandpaper. I'm going to sand this down. Next step, what you want to do is place the piece here, optically measure it. You're going to decide what size the lip is going to be. Do you want to make it a wider lip or a thinner lip? I use rulers. Before you place it, you want to take a little bit of spray from this charming cooking spray bottle, and you want to just spray your finger with a little bit on there, and then you're just going to take this and rub it on the lip. Rub it on the lip. Next, take your oiled piece, place it on the slab, center it. I'm going to decide, do I want the wider? I'm going to do the smaller for safety's sake. So what you want to do, hold the plastic container, put the ruler right up against it. Take your fettling knife. Okay, when you're going to cut with a fettling knife, don't hold the fettling knife by the handle. Hold it like a pencil or a pen, like you're writing, but then hold it vertical. That's the best way to get a straight cut. If you hold it any other way like this or like this, you're going to get a wiggly cut. So hold it vertical. One continuous cut. Hold the knife vertical. Hold on to the box. Now we're just going to cut the corners. Move the containers to the corner of the slab, line it up with your fingers, hold it, and then once again your knife is held vertically and you're going to make this curved cut. You do the same thing to all four corners. So what's happening here is you have a radius cornered slab. Those corners respond to the shape of your original shape that you're going to use to press as the center part of your plate. Depending upon the dryness of your clay, you want to blunt down your edges. You could just roll it like that. It's a light touch, it's not a heavy touch. This clay seems to be a little more set up, or you take 3 or 4 fingers and you want to just sort of hysterically tap the edge. You don't want to tap it too hard because you don't want to knock down the square corner of the clay. Turn your clay. You're going to do it all the way around. You might want to take your rib at this point once again and just go over and smooth out this surface. Once again, go right back and you're going to get rid of that any little burr that's on the edges, maintaining the squareness of the edge of the clay. You're going to flip it again. Notice you have a nice smooth edge here. It's wonderful because you've already ribbed it down. Once again, you're going to come back here. You're going to tap these edges down, go all the way around. And I know this sounds like a really delirious thing to be doing and you're just going to be bored with it, but don't. Make a beautiful slab. That is the most important thing. I'm rubbing my finger around to get rid of the chatter. You might have to do this a couple of times. It depends upon how soft or how hard your clay is. So I just want to get rid of this little woodgie right there. Big strokes. Don't do the little strokes. The little strokes makes for chatter. So I'm going to put it back to the front. Yeah, you're living on New York. That's the sound of New York City. Okay. Wait until you have a fire truck come by. Thank you. All right. So once again, we're back here. We're on the front side of your slab. So what we're going to do now is we're going to transfer this perfect slab to a nice piece of paper. It's an STS, Semita Transit System. It's one sheet of paper that you use to transport the clay. It's a brilliant concept. We love you, Semita. And then the slab goes on a piece of foam. And now we're ready to do the stamping. Now we're totally nearing home plate. We take our plastic container one more time, place it on the slab, center it. Either you could use your thumbs or you could use a ruler. This is 1 inch. You can see 1 inch right there. Whoopsie. Okay, this is a little over 3/4, so I'm going to push it to the right just a smidge to 7/8. 7/8, perfect. 7/8. It's 7/8, including that little piece on the very end. Place your fingers in the 4 corners. Try not to let the piece move, because if you move the plastic, all of a sudden you're going to have one lip that's 3/4 of an inch, and the other lip is going to be 1 1/4 inches, and you're going to hate yourself. Bring the clay close to you. You want to be directly over the clay. You're going to take 4 fingers and you're going to press straight down. And you see how nicely the clay is just popped up? Because your plastic is oiled, you just remove it. Voila, beautiful plate. This has happened really beautifully because you've used a 2-inch foam. If you've used a 4-inch foam, the clay will have ripped because you've gone straight through, and it just doesn't work. I've tested it. The 2-inch foam is the best thing. What we do at this point, we just go back to our sheetrock. You want to hold it from the shorter edge, not from the longer edge. If you hold it from the longer edge, your plate is going to collapse in onto itself. So hold it from the shorter edge, and you just sort of slide it over and move it. And like right here, this is a little dip, so we're just going to reverse it. We have a little belly right here. Sometimes this belly might recede down. It doesn't matter. You have this beautiful soft edge. This curve right here, these curves totally respond to this outside edge. This is a beautiful form. Here are some decorative ideas for you to try on your own, or you could just wait for my next video. Don't forget, you're not finished. You've made the large size plate, so now you still have the medium size and the smaller size plate to make. Remember to check your edges, sand them down if they're rough, and oil them. You'll be in business. You'll have a full set of plates. Remember, this is only one place setting, so you got to make at least 4. And my recommendation is make a service for 6, because what's going to happen is when the clay dries, you might get some crackage. You might get some weird warpage. You might get something happening in the bisque or in the glaze, whatever. So this way you're covered. You might end up with a service for 5. Bottom line, you will have a service for 4. So that's the story, guys. Good luck. Happy plate making.